Hello, my name's Mel, welcome to my world, and for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm currently turning this Mercedes Sprinter into an off-grid, go anywhere, sleep absolutely anywhere, kind of stealthy camper van. So if that's something that interests you, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. Now today's video I'm going to be showing you how I fitted my flue to my wood stove. And if you haven't seen the video of me installing the actual wood stove itself, I'll put a little card up there. Just click on that link and you can see the video of me fitting that wood stove. But this video I'm actually going to fit the flue. And I did have a little bit of a dilemma when I started doing this, so keep watching and you'll see. So here's my dilemma: how do I get the hole in my ceiling in the right place? Because at the end of the day I want my flue to go straight up, and yeah, so I've got to try and think how I'm going to make this work, how am I going to get it in the right place. But before I do that, I just want to say thank you to everyone that commented on my last video about my end pipe, because I was going to try and disguise my flue to look like some kind of exhaust. But as quite a few people have pointed out, if I have this like this and the wind is blowing in the wrong direction, I'm going to get wind going in and down, blowing all the smoke into my van. So not such a good idea after all. But what I might do is just put some little screws on this so it's removable. So during the day I can put that on top of there, so it's all stealthy and looks pretty cool too, I think. And then at night time, when I want to actually use the wood burner, I'll simply stand on my step, because it is at the front. I open the driver's door, I can stand on the step and I can reach up, slide it off, light my fire, and then in the morning just put it back on. Simple as that really. So for the time being, that's what I'm going to do. Right, so that aside, how am I going to get this in the right place? This is the main thing. So I've come up with a cunning plan. No surprises there. So I'm going to take this off, slide this down, hopefully separate this, because the middle section is in two bits, right? Slide that back down. So now all I need to do is place that on the stove like that, slide it up, get a bit of tape, it's not going to stay there. Tape around there, hopefully just hold it in place, stop it sliding back down. And that's another reason I need a wall bracket, to stop it sliding back down as well. But like you saw, once I've got it all together, it does kind of hold it. So now I can establish that it's straight. A bit over that way a bit. But yeah, you get the idea. I can get it all nice and straight, use a marker pen, draw a little circle in the ceiling, get my jigsaw, cut the hole out, and then all I've got to do is transfer that hole to the actual roof of the van. Yeah, someone's in trouble. Now I've got this hole saw that I forgot I had. Now it's adjustable, as you can see. The trouble is it doesn't quite go wide enough. They don't go far enough apart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these little rubber bungs off the end. Take that blade out, if it will. Yep. And then take this blade and turn it around that way. Now it should go big enough. If I put it as far out as it goes, like that, do the same the other side, take the blade off, take it off, turn it around so the blade is on the other side, giving me a wider So now, hopefully, that will be wide enough to make a nice big round hole. Yeah, there you go. So it fits. So if I use this, it will give me a little bit of clearance as well. It'll make a perfect size hole. Don't think I'll be able to use it on the roof, but I'll certainly be able to use it down here for the wood. Just got to find my centre. Once I've found my centre, oh, cat! She's come to help. Yeah. Oh. Well, go back to what you were doing. Right, so I'm going to find my centre of where I've marked and then get my drill. Hopefully cut a nice round hole. Woo! Love it when a plan comes together. I've got to say thanks to Jan for this scarf, very useful. Little Christmas present I got. Well, that's a nice little round hole. Let's see if it fits. Yep, perfect. Looks pretty straight to me. I'm happy with that. All we've got to do now is make a hole in the roof. So to make sure I make a hole in the roof in the right place, I'm going to use the disc that I cut out of this hole, extra long drill bit, pull it through, then use that as a guide to make sure I get a hole in the roof in exactly the same place. That's the plan anyway. Go. I've made a hole in the roof. Right, so I'm up on the roof and I've drilled right up from underneath, as you remember. I've put a centre hole straight through where my centre point is. So using the plug from the ceiling, I simply place that in there and I can draw around. I've already drawn around it and I know exactly where my flue is going to go. This line you can see here is where I wanted the flue to go, but it just won't work. So luckily I drilled up from underneath and I know exactly where that flue is going to go and where to cut the hole. Now to cut the hole out, I'm going to use my trusty jigsaw without the foot, and the reason I take the foot off is so that I can go over these ribs quite easily. Now I'm not going to film this because it is going to be quite tricky getting this nice circle. So I'll be right back once I've cut the hole out. So there's my little disc that I've cut out. As you can see, I'm quite pleased with that. It's come out quite neat. It was quite easy, and it's so much easier when you take the foot off of your jigsaw. I do recommend doing that when you're cutting a hole in a roof, especially around these ribs. It just makes it that much easier to get round. Now all I need to do is cut my insulation away. Hopefully my flue will fit. But actually I think the jigsaw's done most of that anyway. Now I've got a vapour barrier to worry about. I'm not quite decided how I'm going to do that just yet. Right, so that's my plug. Well, I think I might have got away with that. Have a look. So my vapour barrier, I need to try and tape up. I think I'm going to use that silver foil tape just to tape it up and reseal it, because I need to reseal that because I don't want moisture getting in there. I think I might have to cut a little bit, by the looks of it, a little bit off of this edge here. It looks a bit too close. I might get away with it. Let's have a look. Well, I don't know if this is going to work because I think my hole on the roof might not quite line up with the ceiling. I think it might be a bit over that way, a bit too far. It's very hard to judge it. I guess there's only one way to find out, and let's poke the flue through the roof and see, shall we? It works. So I've put a vapor barrier up. Just have a quick look. You can see exactly what I've done. I'll give you a view all the way around for those of you that are interested. So that's resealed. That's resealed my vapor barrier. Hopefully, and hopefully that doesn't melt. I mean, when I did the testing of this, not the flue, I lit the wood burner outside with the flue and everything attached to it, and I could put my hand on it and I could hold my hand there all day. It didn't get really hot at all because the flue is insulated. So I mean, it gets warm, but I'm guessing that's going to be okay. Fingers crossed. But only time will tell, eh? If my van burns down, then we know it didn't work. Right, so I've put red oxide primer around the metal where I've cut it as well. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee while that dries. Right, so I've gone a little bit further with that silver tape. I decided to go all the way from the top to the bottom, so I've completely bridged the gap and a little bit around the edges as well, and that goes around the top as well. So that way, in my mind, there's no way that any moisture or hot air is going to fill the void in the roof. You know, I don't want it getting in the void and causing condensation the other side of the vapor barrier. So yeah, I'm happier doing that, I think. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but for me it seems pretty logical to seal it completely. So that's what I've done. I've completely sealed it, so now the insulated flue can go through there. It won't touch the sides. I've made the hole a little bit bigger. I did that off camera. So yeah, hopefully it's going to work. Right, so let's get the flue fitted. Well, I think I actually got the measurements right. The height of this is absolutely perfect, and I'll show you what I mean. This is my end cap. It goes over there, and that has to sit down on top of the inner pipe. Let me just put you down a minute, hang on. So this comes up, that fits nice and snug on there, and then it seals off inside there, and then my little thing goes on top and it fits absolutely perfect. Look at that. I mean, it works out absolutely spot on. Now I know a lot of people have said to me this is going to let if the wind is blowing in the wrong direction this won't work, but I'm not going to keep this. I will change this for a different flue cap. Right, so now all I've got to do is make sure that the clamp on the inside that holds this, because this inner pipe rests on top of the stove, so that's not moving up and down, but this can still move up and down, so I need to clamp this to the wall and to the bottom of the flue to make sure it's in the right position before I actually seal everything up. So we'll put that there like that, make sure that's nice and snug on top, and you can hear it hitting the inner part of this. And then all this is going to be sealed. I'm going to use exhaust sealant all around this as well. So right now I know that's in the right place. I need to go back in the van and mark it and clamp this to the wall. Well, the temperature's getting started to drop. The sun's gone down, so I've really got a rush now. Now I'm using to seal this, to seal it up with my chimney gator. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to use plumber's flue mastic. It's good for 300 degrees C, so it should be okay. I mean, 300 degrees, if you used to touch something that hot, it would burn you instantly. And I actually put my hand around this when the fire had been burning for hours, so I think that's going to be perfectly fine. Now I am going to put a bead of silicone around the edge of this, because although this is meant to seal over that, it's not a very tight fit, so just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put a bead of this silicone around this and push it over the top of it. Also, obviously, a bead of silicone around the base as well, and then I'm going to affix that to the roof using my good old roofing bolts. these things from B&Q's. So right, I'm going to hurry up and do this because it is getting dark and I want to get this done. So this is what the flue looks like. I've got to say, it looks a bit of a mess. I can see why people put so many of these screws in there, because it's really flexible. So yeah, I always wondered why people put so many screws through these things. So there you go, that's what it looks like from outside. Now I'm going to leave this a good couple of days to set before I actually try and light the flue. Yeah, I'll probably give it 3 or 4 days, I reckon. Right, so now all I need to do is go back inside and finish off installing the flue from inside. Now to finish this off and make it look really neat, I've got these plates that I got from Cubic Mini Wood Stove. And again, it's got this horrible white plastic stuff you have to peel off. But these are stainless steel. They go around the top of the flue and they just make it that little bit neater. I think these plates as well kind of act as a heat shield to stop the wood from burning. And not that it gets that hot. Well, I think that looks pucker, that little plate at the top there. And I use these little stainless steel self-tapping miniature bolts. I think that just sets it off because it's got these bolt heads rather than screws. Makes it look a bit more industrious, I think. I don't like this strap so much though. I don't know about that. That's a bit naff, I think. I might have to change that later on. I'll keep an eye out for one. So I know some of you are going to want a closer look at this, so come closer and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So there's the roof plate there. You can see those bolts look quite nice. It just needs cleaning. I've put fingerprints over it. And the actual clamp itself goes round the back and it's simply bolted to the original bulkhead. This is metal, this is from the original bulkhead of the van, and it simply bolts straight through. I know them bolts are a little bit long and I've got to cut these off. I will get up there later on with my angle grinder and just snip those off. It won't take a minute. So there you go, that's what it looks like up close and personal. Done now. I can't wait to light it. Let's move you back so you can see what it actually looks like. There you go, hopefully you can see what it looks like now. Well, there you go, my Cubic Mini Wood Stove is finally installed. It's firmly bolted down, my flue is firmly attached. I am busting her gut to light this now, but I know I really need to wait for that to dry properly, for my silicone to set. So what I'm going to try and do, if I can get my Wi-Fi to work, I'm going to come out of my comfort zone and do a live vlog of me lighting my fire. So if you want to see me light this fire live on air, then please do consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit the little notification bell. And by subscribing to my channel, you help me feed a cat, and I've got 2 and they're hungry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time when I light this fire.